Hi, I'm Max. I'm the creator behind Eat the Rich Art. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns, and I'm here to show you what I've been making for the last 2 weeks. If you can hear my fan in the background, I'm sorry. I'm going to turn that off in just a second. Bear with. Okay, we're back. Yeah, fan's on because we're back up to the 30s again. And coping is a word that is not happening, honestly. We're forecast to get up to 38 this week. We don't do that over here. But I'm not going to whinge about that too much. We have an AC unit in my house now. It's not great because it's just a little cheap portable one, but it's better than nothing. Honestly, it's doing something, which hopefully will mean that I can still keep up with crocheting and stuff instead of taking the 5 days off that I had to last time because I was just melting too much to touch yarn. So yeah, anyway, I'm here to show you what I've been making for the last 2 weeks because I was at download, not this week, gone the week before, so I didn't release a what I made this week video. I released a yarn haul instead, and I've been using some of that yarn over these past couple of weeks. I still, to be fair, considering this is 2 weeks worth of making, I've still not made much, just because it's been so busy. Just doing the finishing off learning to drive process, and obviously being at a festival. It's been Father's Day. I'm preparing for my mum's birthday, which is this week. As I'm recording this week, this is Monday morning, before the video is going to up, so I'm trying to get it done, edited and uploaded in an hour before work, so bear with. It might be a bit rambly and things. I'm too hot to think and it needs doing. But yeah, so haven't really been doing all that much. Anyway, was the culmination of that ramble. But I've got some things to show you. I've got enough for 1 week's video, which is good enough, I think, given everything that's been going on. Also with the Pride markets, I've been focusing a lot on all the admin that came after that and my part in the Pride crochet along and getting the pattern for that ready to be given to the people who finished the pattern, and then also ready for release on the 10th of July. So yeah, we've been busy. There's one big project that's taken up most of that time over the past 2 weeks. I'd say it's took me probably 8 days out of the last 14 to get finished. Of working on it constantly, basically, because it was my download project as well. So any time that there was a band on, even if it was one I wanted to see, I had it in my hands. So that's the main project. I'm going to save that till the end because it is a birthday project for my mum. So I will give her adequate warning if she is watching to not watch at the end. The rest of it is fine for her to see. But yeah, to start with, anyway, so we need to cast our minds back to Monday and Tuesday before download, right? So on the Monday, I was busy preparing for being at download because on the Tuesday we had a friend's wedding. So any time off I had before download that was going to be for packing ended up being for the wedding instead. So Monday was busy because I was also then trying to get my last day of work in. I'm not going to say specifically what I do or who I work for or any of that, but because of the sort of area I work in, this time of year is very busy for us because of how things work. But yeah, basically. So, right. We have 5 little ducks. Now, I'm going to hold this back up with the 5 little ducks in. You'll see, it's a lot emptier than the last time you saw it. The last time you saw it, it had 80 odd ducks in it. On Monday, I made 5 more ducks to go in there. On Tuesday, I made a few more ducks to go in there. I think I made 10 ducks in total. So yeah, I made 5 ducks a day, Monday and Tuesday. This isn't 10 ducks in here, this is 5 ducks, because all of them went in 20 minutes at download. There was a big swappy trade meet thing, where people were trading either little trinkets that they'd bought or handmade stuff or stickers, or people were just trading. I got a bunch of stuff. All 80 ducks went in 20 minutes of that trade. So thank you very much to everyone who was at the Swapping Media download. That was so exciting to be at. I've started for next year so that I can have more ducks. I'm hoping to have this bag full next year and split it over a few days rather than just doing it all at the one meet this time, so that more people have an opportunity to get them, because not everyone's got the full weekend ticket that we do. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, I made ducks. Wednesday and Thursday, I made something that I can't actually show you. Well, I can't physically show you it. I mean, there's a photo on the screen. That was a belt chain for my friend Kyle, who I meet at my Star Kid shows. He goes to a lot of them, I go to a lot of them. We just, this time, didn't quite manage to cross over with each other, because instead of there being 1 or 2 days where the Star Kids were here, this time they did a full month run of shows, and we were at different shows. So I didn't manage to cross over with Kyle, but we arranged to do a little trade because he's made some clicky pokey keychains. Pokey is one of the villains of the Star Kid shows that we see. So he's made some little clicky keychains of him. I will show them in a different video, probably next week's what I made this week. I think he's sending a star keychain as well and a few other bits. So we're trading this belt chain because he posted it on his Instagram story, a reel of someone else making it, and I was like, I can do that. I could do that. And he was like, oh yeah, that'd be great, I could pay you for it. And I was like, no pay. Do you have any of your Star Kid trinkets left? I want them. So we're trading. They should be arriving today or tomorrow, I think. So that would be great. It's a shame that they're not arriving in time for me to put them in this video, but this video needs to go up, so I can't really hold on. But yeah, I'll either post a short or I'll include them in next week's what I made this week. But yeah, so that took me 2 days to do because those stars took so long. I will try and track down the blog post I used for the stars. The rest of it I just kind of made up myself. But that is the Hobbycraft Simply DK, whatever they call their Simply DK, acrylic in powder blue and sunshine yellow, I think. There'll be corrections on the screen if I got that wrong, but I think I've managed to remember that right. And yeah, it just, I was sat there so we get disabled camper download for obvious reasons, and because of that we get access to a tent that's got power. So I was sat there charging my phone every morning, because I don't do it in the evenings. People are trying to charge their actual like medical equipment in the evening. In the morning there's usually a few plugs free that people don't mind you using for phones and stuff. So I sat there for a couple of hours every morning charging my poor phone and trying my best to get these fiddly little stars done with my 2.5mm hook, because I knew that the second we were in the arena I wouldn't want to touch them, because I like to be able to focus on the band, so I like something that I don't have to think too much about. But yeah, so this took me Wednesday and Thursday, which the days the bands aren't on, it's just a lot of like social situations. 5 played on Thursday this year. I didn't catch them because I was too tired, but I did catch James B. Partridge doing his primary school disco bangers, which was a really fun set. I had a great time. Anyway, I download and made Kyle's belt chain. The other thing I made it download is the thing I'm saving for the end. So we'll skip Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We get to Monday and Tuesday that I'm back. Monday evening I'd had enough of the one project that I've been working on all the time. I did a bit of it in the morning, but I needed something else, so I made 5 more ducks. Like I said, getting ready for next year, I need to add a few more to that. I'm trying to aim for like 1 a day, because then I'll have about 350 ducks, which feels like the right amount given that 80 went in 20 minutes. 350 is 70 a day, which I feel like is a better number. So yeah, I'm aiming for about 1 a day ish, because if I can get over 350 that'd be great, but 350 is like the base goal. And it's doable if I keep on top of it, which I've got enough acrylic to be perfectly honest. I don't think I'll have to buy any acrylic to do this. I have so much that I don't use for anything else because my book sleeves and hats and things don't sell. So it might even get to the point where I frog the book sleeves and hats and things that I've got and use them to make ducks, because I'm kind of fed up of lugging them around, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, Monday I made some ducks. Tuesday came around and I was like, I gotta do something that's not just this all the time. That's a sneak peek. So I started making some. Oh no, was it Tuesday? No, Tuesday I did just work on that. Wednesday, I was with my parents in the evening, and that's why I changed projects, because I don't want my mum to see that until her birthday. So I took some stuff, just a couple of scraps of banana blanket I had, a couple of the smaller balls that I was given in that big haul from last week. I made 2 turtle shells with it. The one tiny scrap I had of the neon mix didn't quite make it around the edge of the second shell, so I had to dip into the big ball, but that's fine. So I made the shells for them, and then they've just been left because I hadn't taken any stuff in or anything to go with it, and I didn't end up getting around to making the fins or anything that day. So I just made the shells, stuffed them, and then worked my little butt off to try and finish the other project, because I've still got one more thing I want to make for Mum, so I knew that needed to be this week's project because it's going to take a couple of days as well. So this one needed to be finished this week. So then, so Thursday and Friday was spent finishing the big project. Finally got that finished on Friday. Luckily, I've won one chicken. I've not only won yarn chicken, I've beat the global tournament of yarn chicken, because for this top, this is a discontinued yarn, right? I had to buy someone's job lot on eBay of the yarn that they had, which was 4 balls. I had 1 ball left, so I had 5 balls exactly of this yarn, and I have just enough of a scrap left to make 1 duck. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad about that, but I'll tell you more about that in a second, right? So coming off that high, that relief, then we're into Saturday. Saturday is Father's Day. No, Sunday was Father's Day. Quite often we're at download on Father's Day weekend, so we don't get to spend a lot of time with our dads. Actually, on Father's Day, we arrange other things around it. I take my dad for a meal the Monday after download quite often. Just as a, hey, it's Father's Day-ish weekend, let's do something about that. But actually being here on Father's Day was quite nice this year. So on Saturday we went to see my partner's dad. We took him for an all-you-can-eat buffet, and we came home, and that was a very bad idea. I was so tired by the end of that day because it was literally travel there, pick him up, go to the restaurant, eat so many plates of food. I think I ate 8 plates of food and 3 of them were dessert. I think that's about the right number. No, 4 of them were dessert. So I had 4 plates of mains and 4 plates of dessert. I was so tired because my body was like, right, we're full, sleep now. And I was like, no, we need to get home still. So we dropped him home and then came home. So nothing got done at all. I did not pick up a hook on Saturday. It was just too tiring, too busy. Sunday, I was with my family to see my dad on Father's Day. So again, I didn't want to take the other project I need to start today, because I didn't want Mum to see it, or to guess what it was. So I took the turtle shells that I'd made. Well, I didn't take the actual shells because they were finished, but I took the things to finish them with me, and then I also took the other small scrap of colour that I had to do 2 in tourmaline as well, and then I took 1 big ball of white with me. I finished that ball. Spoiler alert, so some of them have sparkly fins, but not all of the fins are sparkly, because sparkly white was the only other option I had to finish these guys off. So we have This one has blue eyes in its head. This one has gold eyes in its head because that matches the colour. And then I did 2 full tourmaline turtles. These ones are more sparkly than the other one. So they have sparkly bodies as well as the odd sparkly fin. All of them have sparkly tails. All 4 of them. Because that's just what I needed to do to get it done. None of the heads are sparkly because I managed to get them all done in a plain yarn, but yes, some of the fins are sparkly, some aren't. It's a bit of a mix and match because I forgot which ones were and which ones weren't as I was sewing them on because I was tired. So then I finished the 4 turtles yesterday. And that's everything I've made in the past 2 weeks. So that was 15 ducks, a bout chain, 4 turtles, and then this. So mother darling, mummy dearest, if you are watching this before your birthday, please look away. You have 5 seconds. Thanks, Mum. If you're not my mum, you can keep watching. That's fine. I made her a top in the Home Bargains ombre yarn. So it's all done. It's got much shorter sleeves than my sister's because my mum's not got freakishly long arms the same way my sister does. Tars, love you. And then it's also got a longer body because my sister wanted hers to be a baby tee and mum does not like baby tees. So yeah, you can see why it took me as long as it did. So it's a top down raglan. I was sort of vaguely following the That's Meshed Up top by someone who is going to be on screen, except for the fact that it's obviously not mesh. So I basically just took the way they started their raglan and then made the rest of it up myself. Because also you can tell the person who wrote that pattern, it's a one size but fit to measure pattern. You can tell they have not got much going on in this area, and luckily, with the exception of me, my family is very well endowed in this area. So I needed to make boob space in the top, which I've done. I've changed the way that you do the sleeves so that it's got a bit of boob space in it. And then I've also, like I said, done a longer length on it and sleeves, and it's not mesh, it's solid. So this needs blocking still. It will get longer than this because this yarn expands rapidly when blocked, but I knew that going into it, and I know that the top I made for my sister, apart from the fact it's a baby tee and the arms were too long, fits my mum very well. So I followed the exact same measurements as I used for that top, apart from shortening the sleeve slightly. So once I block it, it will fit her, because this right now will be a little bit tight. Because it's comfy on me, apart from the fact it's got a bit more room in this area. So that will be good. I'm hoping she likes it. Hoping she is fond of it, because the first top I made her, I've learned a lot since, and I don't think that fits very well. I need to offer her to remake it actually. But yeah, so I'm hoping this one will be a bit nicer for her because I know what I'm doing now. Because I did the same last year where I made her a top at download for her birthday, so it's sort of become a bit of a yearly tradition. And that is everything that I've made this week. I have somehow managed to ramble on for 20 minutes, so I won't keep you waiting any longer. Thank you very much for watching. Drop me a comment with a turtle emoji or a duck emoji. That will be the secret emoji for this week. Or just let me know what the favourite thing that I've made this week is. If you were at download and you got one of my ducks, hi. Thank you for taking one of my ducks. Like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more of the things that I've been making. This top will pop back up again in a yarn review in July. I don't know what else I need to say. Check out my store. These will be on my store at some point in the next week. I need to actually get that sorted now that life is a bit less crazy. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, hype, store, comment. I think that's all of the YouTubery things. If you'd like to keep up with me on other platforms, the links are down there. And thank you again for watching. Have a nice day.